present the report.
Very difficult today to get in. So a lot of members are stranded at the gate because of the very serious check-in process that the security men are conducting. So a lot of members are there stranded at the gate. So I don't know why.
For what reason?
Sorry?
Stranded for what?
Yeah, this morning it's very, very difficult to come in.
Okay.
It has been very, very difficult to come in today.
Yeah, but do you know why?
They are doing security checking.
Security checking, okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So, I don't know, maybe...
So maybe Honorable Osai is one of them?
He may appear later.
What's that?
He may come later. Oh, you want the report? You want to present it? Yeah, he asked him to. Oh, okay. So, Honorable
Nzondo will present the report on his behalf.
Okay, fine. Okay.
Go ahead, Honorable Nzondo. Please lay the report.
Good morning, Right Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues. My name is Honorable Benjamin Bem Zondo. I speak for the people of Makudi Guma. I also speak for the teeming unemployed youth, standing in for the Chairman, House Committee on Treaties, Protocols, and Agreement. And I rise this morning to move that with the leave of the House, I may lay the report on a bill for an act to repeal treaties making Procedure Act, Cap T20 laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and to enact the treaties making Procedure Bill 2020 and for related matters. I so move.
Yeah, Honorable Bagos.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Dachu Musa Bagos, representing Just South, Just East Federal Constituency from Plateau State. I so second as moved by Honorable Zondo. Thank you.
Those in favor, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Please lay the report. The second business of the day is presentation of the interim report of the Ad hoc Committee on COVID-19. Standing in the name of Honorable Haruna Michela, honorable members will recall that the matter was referred to the committee on Tuesday, 28th of April 2020. The report is ready for presentation. Honorable Michela, please, you are invited to present the report.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Distinguished honorable members, I stand on behalf of the Ad hoc Committee on COVID-19 and seek the leave of the House to present the interim report on the COVID-19. As we are aware, the problem is still ongoing, and I'm pleading that we present the interim report of our activities so far. I so move that the House allow me to present the report. Thank you.
The Deputy Whip of the House wants to second this.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am Kiruka Onyejocha. I represent the good people of Isukwatu Munoji Federal Constituency. I am from Abia State. Mr. Speaker, I commend the Ad hoc Committee for bringing up this interim report because of the times we are in. So I rise to second that this interim report on COVID-19 should be presented to the House. I so second.
The interim report of the ad hoc committee on COVID-19 has been presented. Those in favor, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Please lay your report. The third business of the day is presentation of report of the ad hoc committee to investigate the land dispute between Federal Capital Territory Indigenes and the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, standing in the name of Honorable Sam Onuigbo. Honorable members will recall that the matter was referred to the committee on Thursday, 26 September 2019. The report is ready for presentation. Honorable Onuigbo is invited to present the report.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. I'm Samuel Ifeanyi Onuigbo. I represent the good people of Great Ikuano, Umuahia North, Umuahia South Federal Constituency. I'm from Abia State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I stand on behalf of the ad hoc committee to investigate the land dispute between Federal Capital Territory Indigenes and the Armed Forces of Nigeria, and do move that the House receive the interim report of the ad hoc committee to carry out this investigation. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Pella, please second. Please second.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Shina Pella. I represent the people of Iseyin, Itesiwaju, Kajola Iwaju, our federal constituency of Oyo State. I rise to second the report that was submitted by honorable colleagues. I so second. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Pella. Those in favor, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Honorable Onuigbo, please lay your report. The first order of the day is consolidation of 3 bills. Honorable members may wish to know that the bills are on the same subject matter, and now invite the Chairman, Committee on Rules and Business, to move that the bills be consolidated. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. I am Abubakar Hassan Flata. I represent Berniwa, Krika, Maguri Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Jigawa State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I move for the consolidation of 3 bills as follows. A bill for an act to make provisions for monitoring and control of instruments by which statutory powers to make orders, rules, regulations, and other subsidiary legislation are exercised, and for related matters, HB 566. B, a bill for an act to make provisions for monitoring and control of instruments by which statutory powers to make orders, rules, regulations, and other subsidiary legislations are exercised, and for related matters, HB 689. C, a bill for an act to prescribe for regulations approval by a resolution of the National Assembly, and for related matters, HB 1213. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Dozier Nwako, please second.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm honorable colleagues. I am Honorable Ferdinand Dozier Nwako, member representing the people of Chikoka and Oshaduni Kofia. I rise to second a motion heavily moved by the Chairman of Business and Rules. I so second.
Those in favor, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Committee on Rules and Business, please schedule for commencement. The second order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principle of a bill for an act to establish the Public Health Practitioners Council of Nigeria, charged with responsibility of advancing the study, training, and practice of public health management and administration in Nigeria, and for related matters, starting in the name of Honorable Muhammad Ali Wudil. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read for the first time on Wednesday, 3rd March 2021, and I'll call on Honorable Wudil to move that the bill.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My name is Engineer Muhammad Ali Wudil. I represent Wudil Garko Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Kano State. Mr. Speaker, this is a bill for an act to establish Public Health Practitioners Council of Nigeria, charged with the responsibility of advancing the study, training, and practice of public health management and administration in Nigeria and related matters, HB 1236. Mr. Speaker, I move that this bill be read the second time. I so move, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Yes. Any seconder? Honorable Yusuf?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm Yusuf Buba Yakub. I represent Gombe Home Federal Constituency from Adamawa State. I rise to second that the bill moved by Honorable Wudil be read for the second time. I so second.
Is there anybody speaking against this bill? Yeah. Those in favor, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Honorable Leader of the House, you want to speak against the bill before I hit the gavel? Go ahead. You must speak against the bill. Huh? You what? No, you can't vote without speaking. Let's also have the reason why you are voting no. You are the only person that voted no. Please, can you stand and explain your reason? The ayes have it. Clerk.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to establish Public Health Practitioners Council of Nigeria, charged with responsibility of advancing the study, training, and practice of public health management and administration in Nigeria, and for related matters, second reading.
So yes, this bill is referred to the Committee on Healthcare Services. The third order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principle of a bill for an act to establish the Chartered Institute of Forensic and Certified Fraud Examiners of Nigeria to provide for the regulation and control of its membership and promote the practice of forensics and fraud examiners in Nigeria, and for related matters, standing in the name of Honorable Yusuf Buba Yakub. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Tuesday, 2nd of March, 2021, and I invite Honorable Yakub to move that the bill be read the second time.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am Yusuf Buba Yakub. I represent Gombe Home Federal.
Honorable Sam,
Constituency.
please can you assume the leadership position in the
I'm from Adamawa
PDP's
State.
column, row? And Fred and Sam, please can you occupy these 2 seats? We are not sure where Jerry is. He's either here or there. Sam, please sit. Take over from Honorable Elumelu for now. Fred, take over from Honorable Toby for now. Don't be scared. Come. Who's raising a point of order? Honorable Ben Mzondo, what's your point of order? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You see, that's the problem. The whole house is APC, so anybody you call, that's the problem. Anybody you call is APC. That's the problem. Honorable Jerry, he's half APC, half PDP. Come and sit. Was that your point of order? Okay. That's between you and Elumelu.
Can I continue, sir?
Okay. Honorable Chinda is not here, right? Yes, sorry.
Okay. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I'm Yusuf Buba Yakub. I represent Gombe Home Federal Constituency. I'm from Adamawa State. I rise to move that a bill for an act to establish Chartered Institute of Forensic and Certified Fraud Examiners of Nigeria to provide for the regulation and control of its membership and promote the practice of forensics and fraud examiners in Nigeria and for related matters be moved for the second time. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Acting Minority Leader, please second.
Thank you, our wonderful speaker. My name is Jerry Alaboso. For today, the acting minority leader. I rise to second that the bill moved by my friend Sue Oba be read the second time. So, move, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Buba, just lead the debate for a minute because it's very straightforward and it's a long overdue bill, actually.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my highly respected colleagues, permit me to lead the debate on this very important bill to establish the Chartered Institute of Forensic and Certified Fraud Examiners of Nigeria. This bill was read for the first time on Tuesday, 2nd March 2021. Right, Honorable Speaker, honorable members, it is very important to provide for the regulation and control of its membership and promote the practice of forensic and fraud examination in Nigeria through a system of organizing and providing professional training in the specialist areas of forensic and fraud examination. This bill was a multidisciplinary professional covering accounting, computer science, law, criminology, medicine, sociology, investigation, psychology, and so on, with the Association of National Accountants of Nigeria, ANAN, and the Society for Forensic Accounting and Fraud Prevention, CFAP. ANAN is the only chartered professional accountancy body in Nigeria empowered by law to teach as well as examine and advance the science of accountancy. ANAN was formed on 1st January 1979, incorporated on 28 September 1983, and was finally chartered by Decree 76 of 1993 on 25 August 1993. Meanwhile, ANAN had established and has been successfully running the Nigerian College of Accountancy, currently the ANAN University. As of today, notable members of ANAN occupy relevant and strategic national positions, such as Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Accountant General of the Federation, Auditor General of the Federation, and over 27 Accountant Generals of the various states in the country. ANAN is an affiliate of IFAC, International Federation of Accountants, New York Edinburgh Group, PAFA, Pan-African Federation of Accountants, ABWA, Association of Accountancy Bodies in West Africa, International Association for Accounting Education and Research, International Extensive Business Reporting Language, i.e. Seminars, Knowledge at Work, among several others. Mr. Speaker, my distinguished colleagues, the key strategic objective of this bill, when passed into law, is to significantly reduce both domestic and global challenges posed by embezzlement, organized crime, money laundering, terrorist financing, transnational organized crime, and cyber crimes by training and deploying competent professional forensic experts, fraud examiners, and investigative professionals that will meet the demand of the growing complexities of the financial system and the digital economy. A quick review of the global statistics on frauds and corruption shows that the damage suffered by African countries due to fraud, embezzlement, economic crimes, financial crimes, and corruption is estimated to cost about 25% of the combined annual budget.
Honorable Koko. Honorable Koko.
Okay, let me just jump to conclusion, Mr. Speaker. The Right Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues, once this bill is passed into law, it will create jobs in 774 local governments because of its wide applications and operations, which cut across the 3 tiers and arms of government and also the private sector. Mr. Speaker, my distinguished colleagues, again, if this bill is passed into law, it will help Nigeria to fight corruption, to extract, recover lost funds, assets, resources, build capacity, attract foreign investments, and build, restore the confidence of investors in the Nigerian economy. I urge this Honorable House to please consider it crucial and important for this bill to be read a second time. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Does anybody want to speak against the bill?
Yes, sir.
Leader? Leader of the House. You want to speak against the bill? Okay. Honorable Olatubosu, quickly get to your seat so you can. Honorable Jide Olatubosu, you want to speak against the bill? Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, the right honorable speaker. My name is Olajide Olatubosu. I represent Atisbo, Shaki East and Shaki West Federal Constituency. I'm from Oyo State. Mr. Speaker, this bill was brought in the 8th Assembly and it was defeated because everything that is documented here to be done by this new body is being currently done as within the mandate of ICANN and ANAN. ICANN was established by ICANN Act of 1965, and in 1993, former President Babangida signed the ICANN decree. Those are the 2 accounting bodies in Nigeria. I'm a member of ICANN, a fellow of the Institute. And forensic accounting
is just employing special skills to investigate misconduct in financial reporting, which falls within the scope or mandate of any accounting body. Mr. Speaker, international best practice. If you go to England and Wales, that's a body of chartered accountants, regulates forensic accounting. In Canada, you have Canadian Institute of Chartered Accountants. And in America, you have certified public accountants. So it's not a new body of knowledge that we have to create another institute. I don't want this august honorable house to be misled. Please, I'm appealing to our colleagues, let's show the path of honor. What they are proposing is already being done by ICANN and ANAN. And we should not be misled to establish another institute. On a lighter mood, we learned that this is a husband and wife bill. They just sat down in their sitting room and said, okay, can we also come up with an institute and start collecting annual dues from Nigerians? This house should not allow that. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. My honorable colleagues, please, I'm appealing to you. This bill should be thrown away into the trash bin of history, once and for all. And it should never come back here. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
So you're saying that ICANN and ANAN already...
Yes, sir. This is what we do.
Okay, is that a government body? Well... Right. Can you please get that act very quickly and read out the relevant provision that covers that? Honorable Buba, do you have a... No, you can check here. You might have it here. Check on the front desk. Honorable Buba, please. Because if what he's saying is true, it might come to a duplication of, but let us be sure first. Hold on, Honorable, I'm trying to...
Okay, off that one. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think my honorable colleague is talking about a different bill. Mr. Speaker, the Chartered Institute of Forensic and Certified Fraud Examiners of Nigeria was founded and promoted by ANAN. The ANAN he is talking about, Association of National Accountants of Nigeria, and also by CFAP on 19th April 2011 to train and educate co-forensic accountants and fraud prevention professionals. The pioneer chairman, Professor Benjamin Chuka Osisioma, that's the pioneer chairman of this institute. The institute is 10 years old. He's now the president of ANAN, Professor Osisioma. ANAN and ICANN are trained to prepare, maintain, and keep accurate and reliable financial records with the highest level of integrity in a true and fair manner for all stakeholders. Therefore, they are not traditionally trained as forensic specialists and fraud examination experts. Therefore, agencies like EFCC, ICPC, police have prosecution power. However, Nigeria is yet to have any chartered professional body solely dedicated for the training and capacity building of professionals in the field of multidisciplinary areas of forensic and fraud examination, as obtained in other countries. Therefore, this bill is intended to complement the efforts of law enforcement agencies, as well as cover the apparent huge gap, the training, supervision, and regulating multidisciplinary forensic and fraud examination in Nigeria, in accordance with global best practices. So, Mr. Speaker, the president of ANAN, Mr. Speaker, this institute was founded by ANAN itself in 2011, and the pioneer chairman of this institute is Professor Osisioma, is now the president of ANAN. So it is not true that this bill is a bill of a husband and wife. I think he's talking about a different bill. And Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I respectfully urge that we allow this bill to go through the second reading for public hearing.
Deputy Speaker.
Your Excellency, the Speaker, respected colleagues, my name is Ahmed Idris. I represent Wasifere constituency of Plateau State. Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, maybe just a quick recap for the Speaker to be aware, because I have not found up to this moment the reason as to why this bill should not go past through the second reading. Mr. Speaker, I recall you are the leader of the House and I was your deputy. On this very same floor, we consider this bill, we pass it, except that there wasn't concurrence. And we are fully convinced of what truly this professional body stands for. As of the moment today, Nigeria go to hire forensic auditors from South Africa to come and do forensic auditing in Nigeria. And in the course of discussion, Mr. Speaker, I want to affirm to this House and confirm that the ICANN members in this professional body, there are ANAN members in this professional body, and there are engineers and other professional bodies as registered members that they want now this institute to be registered. Mr. Speaker, it is just a fight to ensure that dominance, even though that's what I understand. Mr. Speaker, I want to be open to you and open to Nigerians that ICANN professional body have reached out to me to ensure that this will not happen. And that's give me reason as to why this should not happen. We should open our economy and doors to Nigerians so that there will be more opportunities for Nigerians to have and work. Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, I want to plead and plead with all our professional colleagues that this rivalry, if you recall, we passed the ANAN law here during the 7th Assembly. It wasn't easy. There wasn't anything ANAN did not do to ensure ANAN didn't get to. But we are getting the benefit today of what we have done. And I think this is what should happen. I want to appeal to our police that we should work with our conscience more than any political interest. And I want to believe that this will serve Nigeria better and will give us, it will save dollars that we are missing to forensic. Today, if you have an election, I don't know whether it's an accountant that will come and do forensic auditing for me in terms of verifying ballot papers very soon. And if there is anything that happened to any structure or mechanical, is it an accountant that will come and do so? That's why you need an umbrella body that will bring out all other professional bodies. Thank you very much. This is my submission. And I want to appeal that we shall allow it go the second reading. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Tajide.
Honorable colleagues, I want to completely align myself with the position taken by the Deputy Speaker and the mover of this particular bill. On two reasons. One, the title of the bill, when you look at it, has no any conflict whatsoever with accounting. The title of the bill is to establish Institute of Forensics and Certified Fraud Examiners. It has nothing to do with accounting per se for ICANN or ANAN to filtrate it. This is a completely different discipline. So I do not think, because I remember in the 8th Assembly, such kind of bill was presented, but it was added, the name accounting was added to the forensics, and it was rejected on this floor. Thereafter, the movers of the sponsors of this particular bill went and removed the accounting to at least give it its own independent identity. So with that, I thought the problem should be put to rest, because there will not be any conflict between the accounting profession, which ICANN and ANAN are professing to have the monopoly, and forensic which is an entirely independent discipline, which only incidentally combines some elements of accounting and auditing and some other business-related subjects. So I think there is no conflict of interest here, Honorable Speaker. Secondly, if there are issues concerning worries from ICANN or ANAN, at the level of public hearing, I believe those issues can be presented and the committee will look at it holistically and see how the interest, if any, can be protected for ANAN and ICANN vis-a-vis the new institute. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.
Deputy Whip.
George. I represent the good people of Isukwa Tumunus Federal Constituency. I'm from Abia State. Mr. Speaker, I align myself with the submission of our indefatigable Deputy Speaker and, of course, my honorable colleague. I want to point something out to us this afternoon. This body is in existence since 2011. What they are seeking today, the membership, just to give it legal backing for them to start operation. Because if you look at the objective, it says, and I read, to provide the establishment of the Chartered Institute of Forensic and Certified Fraud Examiners of Nigeria, to provide for the regulation and control of its members of the institute, and to provide the practice of forensics and fraud examiners in Nigeria. So, Mr. Speaker, having said this, I believe that at this stage, there are many processes that will pass through before a bill becomes an act. And what we are doing today is just the second leg. So I am proposing and appealing that we should allow this bill to scale through and pass through second reading, where we will subject it to the public opinion, where both ICANN, ANAN, and general public will be able to speak to this bill. But I align myself with the submission of Deputy Speaker. I so submit.
Honorable Olatubosu, are you aware that this institute has been in existence since 2011 and this might be just a formality?
Respected colleagues, our Deputy Speaker and Honorable Tajuddin Abbas. When we say accounting, things like forensics, auditing, they are all inside accounting. So it's just like a subset of accounting. So I'm appealing to this House. I don't want us to be misled. Forensic accounting, auditing, fraud examination, they are all aspects of accounting. Those are things we are taught in school. It's not a new body of knowledge. We go to CBN, all the auditors that go around, they are members of ICANN. What they do is forensics.
No, I want to ask you, are you aware that this has been in existence since 2011?
Yes, I know.
You are aware. Has ICANN or ANAN gone to court or written a petition about this?
No, ICANN is relying on the integrity of this honorable House.
Okay. All right. So they have not filed any formal petition or gone to arbitration about this?
So, Mr. Speaker, sir, I would like to...
Are you aware that the president, I'm only going by what he said, I'm not verifying anything, that the president of this institute, the first one, is now part of ANAN? Is that what he said? Are you aware?
Mr. Speaker, when it comes to establishing institutes, people do all sorts. So, I want us to look at the issue in a pragmatic...
What's your point of order? Personal explanation. Personal explanation.
People on this floor, or everybody here, have integrity. And in your submission, you cannot say or impute that if we do not, that means we don't have integrity. So I found it, and it's in our order, and I'll get it, that you cannot use foul language on the floor of this house. You are addressing us and say they are relying on integrity of this house. So if we pass this bill, we don't have integrity. If we don't pass this bill, that means we have integrity.
Yeah.
So I found seriously, and I will not take it. He has to withdraw it, but I will get the order and I will read it.
Point of order is sustained. Thanks for that observation. The House is a house of integrity. Of course, we don't agree or disagree or agree with one body or the other does not mean integrity is in question. Yes, we'll put the question. But I just want us to understand what's going on here. Forensic, does that not include things like DNA, fingerprints? Is it not a it's not about criminology? Yeah, so who is going to take the fingerprints and all of that in a crime? Is it accountants? I think forensics is more specialized than you are trying to, or ICANN may be trying to make out. But let's just put the question. Those in support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. The ayes have it.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to establish Chartered Institute of Forensics and Certified Fraud Examiners of Nigeria to provide for the regulation and control of its membership and promote the practice of forensics and fraud examiners in Nigeria and for related matters. Second reading.
I think I have in my notes here that this bill is to be referred to the Committee on Commerce, but I think it's also an anti-crime or bill, isn't it? Clerk, should this not go to anti-corruption or is it a joint?
Commerce and anti-corruption because an institute.
Okay, yes. Because it's an institute, it will go to commerce. Because of the contents and the subject matter, it will go to anti-corruption. So it will go to the Joint Committee on Anti-Corruption and Commerce. The fourth order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to establish the Federal University of Environment, NANCA, and for related matters, standing in the name of Honorable Okudili Ezenwankwo. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Tuesday, 15 July 2020. I now invite Honorable Ezenwankwo to move that the bill be now read a second time.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Okudele Christopher Ezenwankwo is my name. I speak for Olumba North, Olumba South Federal Constituency, Mr. Speaker, for Anambra State. Mr. Speaker, I rise this afternoon to move that a bill for an act to establish the Federal University of Environment, NANCA, to make comprehensive provision for its due management and administration and for other related matters to be read for second time. I so move.
Honorable Jerry, you are giving up your seat? Huh? You told who? The seat is too hot for you? Honorable Wilfred. Okay. So who's going to second this? Second that.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I repeat.
No. We'll come to you later. He is seconding. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My name is Bolugai Kemboju. I represent the people of Okitipupa Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Ondo State. I rise to second the motion raised by my colleague for an act to establish Federal University of Environment. Mr. Speaker, I so second.
An establishment bill. Those in support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Bill referred to the committee on, clerk, long title.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to establish Federal University of Environment, NANCA, and for related matters. Second reading.
Bill is referred to the Committee on Tertiary Education. Honorable Nolly, you're trying to establish a Federal University of Agriculture in your state. Is there an aviation college there? What's your own with agriculture?
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, my name is Nole Munnaji. I represent in Kano East West Federal Constituency. I'm from Enugu State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that a bill for the establish Federal University of Agriculture, Uboka, Enugu State, and for related matters, HB 1014, be read for second time. I so move.
Honorable Satowi, please second Honorable Nolly's motion.
I remain Engineer Satomi Ahmed, representing Jere Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Borno State. I rise heavily to second the bill for an act to establish Federal University of Agriculture, Enugu, heavily moved by Honorable Noli Naji. I so second, sir.
Okay, it's an establishment bill. We'll put the question. I don't think there's anybody against this establishment bill. Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Clerk.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to establish Federal University of Agriculture, Boka, Enugu State, and for related matters. Second reading.
The bill is referred to the Committee on Agricultural Colleges and Institutions. Sixth order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principle of a bill for an act to alter Part 1 of the first schedule to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 to change the name of Sabongari, local government area of Kaduna State, to Zaria North local government, to provide for consequential amendment by adding the word South to the name of the existing Zaria local government areas of Kaduna State, and for later matter, standing in the name of Honorable Abbas Tajuddin. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Tuesday, 16th March, and I invite Honorable Tajuddin Abbas to move that the bill be now read a second time. Put on your mic. You have to put it on. You have to press.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, my honorable colleagues. I stand to present before you a bill for an act to alter the first schedule to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended to change the name of Sabangari Local Government Area of Kaduna State to Zaria North Local Government Area, and also to make consequential amendment by adding the word South to the name of the existing Zaria Local Government Area of Kaduna State and for related matters. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Dati. That column has problems with your mics. I don't know why. But go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Garba Deti Mohammed. I represent Sabangari Federal Constituency of Kaduna State. I rise to second this motion as moved by Honorable Abbas Tajuddin. I so second. Thank you.
Constitutional amendment. Those in support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. We'll refer to the committee on. Okay, second reading. Sorry, clerk.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to alter the first schedule to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, to change the name of Sabangari Local Government Area of Kaduna State to Zaria North Local Government Area. Also, to make consequential amendment by adding the word South to the name of the existing Zaria Local Government Area of Kaduna State, and for related matters. Second reading.
Zion. Bill referred to this ad hoc committee on constitutional amendment. The seventh order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principle of a bill for an act to establish the Federal College of Education, Ilorin, Kwara State, to provide for full-time courses, teaching, instruction, and training in technology, applied science, arts, social science, humanities, and management, and to provide for the appointment of the provost and other officers of the college to carry out the administration and the discipline of students, colleges, and for related matters, standing in the name of Honorable Cook Olododo. Other members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Wednesday, 27 November 2019, and I invite Honorable Olododo to move that the bill read the second time.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. I remain Olododo Cook Abdulgani Saka, representing the good people of Ilorin East, Ilorin South Federal Constituency. I'm from State of Harmony, Kwara State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I stand here before you this morning to present a bill for an act of establishing Federal College of Education in Ilorin, Kwara State, to provide full-time courses, teaching, instruction, and training in technology, applied science, arts, social science, humanity, and management, and to provide for the appointment of the provost and other officers of the college to carry out the administration and discipline of student, college, and for related matters, HB 529. I so move, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Seconder, please. Honorable Kudili.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Okudele Christopher Ezewanko is my name. I represent the good people of Olumba North, Olumba South, Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Anambra State, the light of the nation.
How you do?
Mr. Speaker, I rise to support the bill raised by Honorable Olodede Cook from the Raleigh Kwara State, that the bill should be read for second time. So support.
Those in support, please say aye. Those against, say nay. Ayes have it.
It's concerning this our committee. You know, I've been talking, the chairman is having.
The eighth order of the day is a motion on okay, sir, clerk, long title, please.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to establish Federal College of Education in Lorry, Kwara State to provide full-time courses, teaching, instruction, and training in technology, applied science, arts, social science, humanities, and management, and to provide for the appointment of the provost and other officers of the college to carry out the administration and disciplining of students of the college and for related matters. Second reading.
Okay, bill is referred to the Committee on Tertiary Education and Service. Eighth order of the day is motion on call for an end to the scarcity of international passport booklets at Nigeria's immigration offices, standing in the name of Honorable Ugonna Ozurigbo. Honorable Ozurigbo is invited to move the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Gonozi. I represent the wonderful and lovely people of Umkwara, Isu, Wangalan, Jamba, Federal constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Imo State. With me is a motion on call for an end to the scarcity of international passport booklets at immigration offices. The House should know that the Federal Ministry of Interior, through the Nigerian Immigration Services, is responsible for the issue and reissue of Nigerian international passport to citizens and liaises with the Nigerian Security Printing and Minting Company, PLC, and IROIS Smart Technologies Limited for the production of passport booklets and allied services. Aware of the persistent scarcity of the passport booklets at most Nigerian immigration offices and some of our nation's foreign embassies, the House is concerned that most Nigerians who have applied for international passport, fulfill all the requirements, are constrained to wait endlessly for the international passports, which ordinarily takes less than 48 hours to be issued, a situation that is causing untold hardship on Nigerians with urgent needs to travel out of the country. The House should also note that Nigerians who are on medical referrals outside the country are developing endless health complications while waiting for their passports to be issued, while those for urgent business trips, conferences, etc., have missed rewarding
Deputy Chairman works.
due to unavailability of passport booklets to enable them to travel. Also concerned that Nigerians in the diaspora are experiencing undue delays due to the scarcity, and the situation is fast breeding a class of passport racketeers who extort innocent citizens with the promise to assist them to secure international passport on time. Cognizant that access to international passport is one of the rights enjoyed by citizens all over the world and in other countries. International passports are obtained with ease as they are issued immediately upon application, and therefore, Nigerians should not be made to suffer before their rights are given to them. Let this Honorable House resolve to urge the Nigerian Immigration Service to, within 72 hours, issue international passports to thousands of Nigerians who have applied, paid, and have been captured but are yet to be issued their international passport booklets. Also, all the Federal Ministry of Interior and the Nigerian Immigration Services to review its memorandum of understanding with the Nigerian Security Printing and Minting Company PLC and IROIS Smart Technologies Limited with a view to boosting capacity and development of more passport booklets, production lines, and ensuring better service delivery that Nigerians get their international passport within 24 hours. Thirdly, let this Honorable House mandate the Committees on Interior and Foreign Affairs to ensure compliance and report back within 4 weeks for further legislative action. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Seconded.
Thank you, His Excellency, Mr. Speaker. All right, honorable colleagues, Mohammed Omar Bia is my name. I represent all the people of Bauchi and Kayama Federal Constituency. I come from Kwara State. Mr. Speaker, I stand to support the motion moved by Honorable Zurigo. I so second.
Those in favor, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Honorable colleagues, there's a supplementary order paper which includes presentation of a report. So I'll go straight to that. The next business of the day is presentation of report of the ad hoc committee to investigate the amount of unspent ministries, departments, and agencies, projects, funds, and unspent constituency projects funds not remitted in the last 10 years, standing in the name of Honorable Francis Charles Udiok. Honorable members will recall that an interim report of the committee was laid on Thursday, 23rd July 2020. The final report is ready for presentation. Honorable Udiok is invited to present the report. Honorable Bagos, you are presenting on his behalf.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, I'm Dachu Musa Bagos, representing Jos South, Jos East Federal Constituency, on behalf of the chairman and the ad hoc committee on spent budget, that the House do receive the final report of the ad hoc committee to investigate the amount of unspent ministries, departments, and agencies, projects fund, and unspent constituency project funds not remitted in the last 10 years. I seek the leave of the House, Honorable Speaker, to lay this report.
Please go ahead. I guess we need a seconder first.
Stops. Your time is up. Please step down.
Sorry, Chief.
You are distracting the speaker.
Chief, 1 second. Sorry, please. He'll go back now. Ari.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Respected colleagues, I'm Ari Mohamed Abdulmumi, member representing the Sorato to Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, sir, I write to second the motion, heavily moved by a colleague, I so second, sir.
Those in support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. We'll lay your report. Clerk. ninth order of the day is a motion on need to control the import and export of agricultural commodities in Nigeria, standing in the name of Honorable Ibrahim Kuli Olanrewaji. Honorable Olanrewaji is invited to move his motion. I think we'll step in this one. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I remain Honorable Ibrahim Kuli Olanrewaji. I represent the entire board of Mobali, those in the federal constituency, Mr. Speaker, I am from the state. Mr. Speaker, you need to control export and import of agricultural commodities in Nigeria. The House notes that exportation of agricultural commodity has become another source of revenue for Nigeria besides oil, and improperly harnessed could generate huge revenue and increase the nation's gross domestic product. Also note that amidst these premium agro-produce cultivated in Nigeria, a lot of commodities are laying waste due to lack of export control at the entry and export points. Aware that the implementation of African Continental Free Trade Area will strengthen Nigeria export and import mechanism. Also aware that to effectively control import and export at the port of entry and exit, the Nigeria Agricultural Quarantine Services was established to serve as a single point of command and the first line of defense for all agricultural quarantine activities to ensure food security and enhance agro-product. Also concerned that the ban on exportation of dry beans to European countries was introduced in 2018 with its attendant loss of revenue to the country, which was a direct causation of the policy of the government on an attempt to effectively control exports and order the Nigerian Agricultural Quarantine Services to leave the port on the basis of the circular limiting government agencies from operating at the port to be able to achieve 48 hours clearance, and this was further compounded by Executive Order Number 1 on the ease of doing business. Cognizance of the need to earn more revenue from the exports of Nigerian farm products, this House hereby resolved to mandate the Committee on Ports and Naval Aviation and Agricultural Products and Services to investigate the matter with the view of recommending to the government the need to have the Nigerian Agricultural Services back to the nation entry points and report back within 4 weeks for further legislative action. Mr. Speaker, I so move.
Honorable Babao. From Kano, Honorable Babao, please second. It's not here. Honorable Nasir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My name is Nasir Ali Ahmed. I represent Nasara Federal Constituency and I'm from Kano State. Mr. Speaker, I rise up to second the motion as ably moved by my honorable colleague. I so second.
Motion moved by Honorable Olanrewaji, seconded by Honorable Nasir Ahmed. Those in favor, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Is Honorable Dagbo here? Let go. It's not here. So we'll step down the next item. 10th order of the day.
He stepped down by the leave of the House. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Motion step down. The 11th order of the day is a motion calling on the federal government to capture the staff recently employed into federal universities, polytechnics, and colleges of education in the Integrated Personnel and Payroll Information System Platform, IPIS, standing in the name of Honorable Chinedu Oga. Honorable Oga is invited to move the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. I'm Honorable Comrade Chinedu Oga Owen. I represent Ipo Ezasa Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, the motion is called on the federal government to capture the staffs recently employed into the federal universities, polytechnics, College of Education, into Integrated Personnel and Payroll Information System Platform, IPPS. They have to note that the staff who were employed by the federal government and have been working at Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Oka, University of Calabar, respectively, for about 1 to 2 years have not been paid their salary because they were not captured into Integrated Personnel and Payroll Information System Platform, IPPS. Aware that the refusal to capture the new personnel on the IPPS platform is alleged as a result of the directive by the head of service of the Federation disastrous to getting newly employed personnel by capture immediately on IPPS platform. They have to urge the head of service of the Federation to allow all the remaining personnel to be captured immediately on the IPPS platform, to mandate the Committee on the Tertiary Institution, Tertiary Education, Services, and Public Service Matter to ensure the compliance. I hereby move.
Any seconder? Who's that? Seconder, please. One second. Shinkafi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Bella Hassan Shinkafi. I represent the entire people of Shinkafi Zero Federal Constituency, Mr. Speaker. I'm from Zamfara State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion ably moved by my colleague and as well as a friend for the call on the federal government to capture the staff recently employed into federal universities, polytechnics, and colleges of education into Integrated Personnel and Payroll Information System Platform. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Very important motion. Those in support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. 12, order of the day is a motion on need to name Akure Airport after Olusegun Agagu, standing in the names of Honorable Mayowa Akinfolaniwa and 8 others. Honorable members, Honorable Mayowa is invited to move the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, my name is Akinfolari Mayowa Samuel. I represent the good people of Ileoluji Okegbo Odigbo Federal Constituency. I am from the Sunshine State. I rise on behalf of all the honorable members from Ondo State, as stated on the other paper, to move a motion that the Akure Airport be named after Olusegun Agagu. The House records that Akure Airport was built by the federal government in 1986 as a domestic airport and meant to serve Ondo State and other neighboring states of Ekiti and Osun. Note that late Dr. Olusegun Agagu served as a Minister of Aviation in the administration of former President Olusegun Obasanjo, where he carried out a restructuring of the aviation industry that led to the creation of Federal Airport Authority, FAD, the Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA, the Airport Nigeria Airspace Management Agency, NAMA, and the Nigeria College of Aviation Technology, Zaria. Also note that as a Minister of Aviation, he ensured that the 6-month year ban
placed on flight to and from Nigeria by American government because of poor aviation security was lifted, and also the training of pilots started at the College of Aviation Technology, Zaria, after 7 years, occasioned by lack of trainer aircraft. Desirous of the need for federal government to give due recognition to Dr. Agagu, who served in various capacities and demonstrated quality leadership to ensure, to encourage others to dedicate their lives to service of the nation. The House resolved as follows: urge the federal government to recognize the selfless services of Dr. Olusegun Kokuma Agagu to the nation, most especially in the aviation industry, and name Akure Airport after him. Also urge the federal government to provide financial support to Ondo State government and the management of Akure Airport for optimal maintenance of the airport. Mandate the Committee on Aviation to ensure compliance. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder, please. Where? Who's that? Yeah, go ahead. No. Is that Igberogwe? Who's that? Owolabi, sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and honorable colleagues. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable James Adisawulabi, representing the good people of Ifakoja Federal Constituency. I rise to support the motion ably moved by my friend and honorable colleagues. I so support.
Those in support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. 13th order of the day is a motion on need to commend Mr. Ikena Steve Nweke for his exemplary display of good character and nationalism, starting in the name of Honorables Miriam Onoha. Is Honorable Miriam here? Princess Miriam. And one other member, Honorable Onoha, is invited to move the motion. I don't think the Princess is there. Who's Honorable Vargas? You are the co-sponsor. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. I remain Dachum Bagos, representing Jos South, Jos East Federal Constituency from the peaceful state of Plateau. The House notes that the nation is portrayed by the manifestation of the character and values of its citizens, and contrary to the negative impression on the image of the nation and people of Nigeria. A young and honest Nigerian in faraway Japan has proven that Nigeria is truly a land of good people, great nation. Also notes the trending story of Mr. Ikena Steve Nweke, a native of Okosu village in Amazura, Isiala, Ebano local government area of Imo State, who returned intact a missing wallet with huge sum of money and other valuables to the police authority in Japan. Informed that Ikena Steve Nweke, a PhD student and a teaching assistant at the University of Tsukuba, Ebraka, Japan, had on 19 June 2020, while coming back from the university around 7 p.m., seen a wallet with a huge sum of money, credit cards, and valuables, and taking the wallet and its contents to a nearby police station. Appreciate the good character exhibited by Mr. Nweke, which is worthy of emulation, by all Nigerians to maintain the integrity and protect the nation's image, especially by Nigerians in the diaspora, with a belief that a good reward system is necessary to provide further improvement in citizens' response to national issues. The House resolves to recommend Mr. Ikena Steve Uweke for commendation and a National Honors Award for exemplary display of good character and national ideals. Urge the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offenses Commission and the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission to confer on him anti-corruption ambassador. Also urge the federal government to offer Mr. Ikena Steve Uweke automatic employment appointment into the Nigeria university system upon completion of his studies in Japan. I further urge the federal government to ensure sustained scholarship provision for the remaining period of his PhD program. And the last one, mandate the committee, which I have amendment, second amendment on this very last leg, Committee on Foreign Affairs to ensure implementation. Thank you, Mr. Speaker and honorable colleagues. So I have amendment on the last leg, sir. So the second
let's second. Honorable Victor, I didn't realize it was you there. You should have seconded the Ondo motion, but please second this one.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Victor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and my very dear colleagues. I rise to second the motion as ably moved by Honorable Bagos. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
You were part of the co-sponsors of the Agago, yes. Honorable Bagos, you have an amendment to your prayer?
The amendment is to mandate the Committee on Foreign Affairs to ensure implementation, Mr. Speaker. Yeah.
What was your prayer anyway? Yeah, but what was the prayer?
The last prayer mandate the Committee on Foreign Affairs to ensure implementation of first, second, third to fourth item that we have resolved.
Okay, those in support, please say aye. Sorry, any seconder to the amendment. You are now adding foreign affairs to diaspora, right? Okay, Honorable, please second the amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. My name is Boniface Mberengwa. I represent the people of Ikwere, Imo Federal Constituency. I'm from River State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion for the amendment of the motion. I so second.
Those in support of the amendment, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Those in support of the motion as amended, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Fourteenth order of the day is a motion on need for the National Directorate of Employment to resuscitate the Agricultural Vocational Training Center in Egbedore local government area of Osun State, standing in the name of Honorable Bamidele Salam. Honorable Salam is invited to move the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Bamidele Salam. I represent the fantastic people of Ede North.
You represent?
The fantastic people of Ede North, Ede South, Egbedore, Ejigbo local government, federal constituency of Osun State. Mr. Chairman, 4 big local governments. I represent them by the grace of God and the mercies of the Almighty. Mr. Speaker, I rise up this afternoon to move a motion on the need for the National Directorate of Employment to resuscitate and utilize the Agricultural Vocational Training Center in Awo, Egbedore local government of Osun State. The House notes that the National Directorate of Employment has the mandate to use agricultural programs as one of the means to combat poverty and unemployment among Nigerians. The House further notes that the National Directorate of Employment established an agricultural skill acquisition center in Awo, Egbedo local government of Osun State sometime in the year 2006. Also note that this project, which is meant to create jobs for hundreds of unemployed youth in the area, is yet to be completed, in spite of the fact that several demands have been made for such a completion. Worried that several millions of naira have been expended on the project before it was abandoned. Further worried that the present rate of unemployment in Nigeria demands the deployment of all available means to tackle unemployment. Aware that if the project is resuscitated and completed, it will solve the problem of joblessness among youths in the area who are predominantly farmers and thus reduce insecurity in the country. The House resolves to, 1, urge the National Directorate of Employment to resuscitate, equip, and utilize the Agricultural Training Center.
Mr. Speaker, point of order. The mover of the motion is reading a foreign document that is not before this House. So I think it is better he should read a document that is before the House, not his own draft.
The document is
the one before the House. It's not the one in the other paper.
Oh, okay. Honorable Mamide, the representative from the fantastic people of Eden North and South. They say you are reading
with the draft I have with me, but Mr. Speaker, the spirit of the motion is the same, and there is only one paragraph that has a little bit of some reconstruction, and I will just revert back to the other paper as duly noted by the Chief Whip. Mr. Speaker.
Just go straight to the prayers then, since you were almost about to come.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, the prayers are the same. They urge the National Directorate of Employment to resuscitate, equip, and put the Agricultural Training Center in Awo, Egbedo local government of Osun State to use, and 2, mandate the Committee on Labor, Employment, and Productivity to ensure compliance. I so move, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Don't worry. Honorable Ishmael, please second.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Janika Ismail. I represent the fellow Doom of Oyo Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Kwara State. I rise to second the motion heavily moved by my honorable colleague, Honorable Mdele Salam.
Thank you. Honorable Salam, this is an infrastructure motion for your people, so I'll just put the question. Those in support, please say aye. Those against it, say nay. Ayes have it. Today is a motion on need to investigate the automated e-ticketing process of the Nigerian Railway Corporation for Abuja-Kaduna train services, standing in the name of Honorable Ibrahim Zayed. Honorable Zayed is invited to move the motion. Is Honorable Bio here? Where is Honorable Zayed? Okay, please Kindly list this motion for Tuesday, please. Motion stepped down to Tuesday. The 16th order of the day is a motion on urgent need for repair of one kilometer stretch of angle 80 Amedoken Road in Uromi, Edo State, standing in the name of Honorable Sergius Ogun. Honorable is invited to move the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, that's Honorable Tulas Village.
Huh?
I thought you would know how to pronounce this better. Mr. Speaker, my highly esteemed colleagues, I'm Sergius Ogun. I represent Eastern Southeast, Eastern Northeast, and I'm from Edo State.
Honorable Bagos, please approach the clerk.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to move urgent need for repair of 1 kilometer stretch of angle 80 Amedoshan Road in Uromi, Edo State. The House notes that section 14(2)(b) of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended provides that the security and welfare of the people shall be the primary purpose of government. The House also notes that the National Assembly is saddled with the task of making laws for the peace, order, and good governance of the Federation or any part thereof as enshrined in section 4, sub 2 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended. House further notes that poor state of road infrastructure is aiding the commission of crimes in villages and towns across the country, thus further exacerbating the already fragile security situation of the nation. The House is aware that angle 80 Amedoshan Road in Uromi, which is a major access road to the National Institute of Construction Technology and Management, NICTM, Uromi, needs to be repaired. The House is cognizant that if urgent steps are not taken to repair the road from the NICT axis, the Institute will suffer poor accessibility and will continue to be exposed to insecurity, kidnapping, and banditry. The House resolves to 1. Call on the Federal Roads Maintenance Agency, FEMA, and the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing to embark on repairs of the 1 kilometer stretch of angle 80 Amedoshan Road around the National Institute of Construction Technology and Management, Uromi, Edo State. 2. Mandate the Committee on Legislative Compliance to ensure compliance and report back within 4 weeks for legislative action. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I so move.
Olumzondo, do you want to second that?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues. My name is Benjamin Bemzondo. I speak for the people of Makudi Guma. We are from Benue State. I also speak for the teeming unemployed youth in this hallowed chamber. I rise this afternoon to second the motion as ably moved by my colleague, Honorable Sergius. I so second.
Moved by Honorable Sergius, seconded by Honorable Nzodu. Infrastructure motion. I'll put the question. Those in support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Of the report of the Committee on Customs and Excise on the issue from the Statutory Revenue Fund of the Nigerian Customs Service, the total sum of 1,678,715,061,014 naira only. The Nigerian Customs Service expected revenue from the 7% collection and 60% from the Comprehensive Import Suspension Scheme is the sum of 257,183,671,694 naira 71 kobo only, out of which 99,719,000,000 722,681 naira 71 kobo only is for personnel cost, whilst the sum of 19,530,769,000 naira only is for overhead cost, and the sum of 137,933,270,013 naira only is for capital cost of the Nigerian Customs Service for the year ending 31st December 2021. Honorable members will recall that the report was laid on Tuesday, 20 April 2021. Honorable Leke Abejide is invited to move for its consideration.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Leke Abejide is my name. I represent the good people of Yagba East, Yagba West, Mopam Referral Constituency. I'm from Kogi State. I rise to move that the House to consider the report of Custom Committee on the issue from the Statutory Revenue Fund of Nigeria Customs Service that the sum of 1,758,715,061,014 naira only. Nigeria Customs Service expected revenue from the 7% collection and 60% from the Comprehensive Import Supervision Scheme, CISS, is the sum of 257,183,671,694 naira 71 kobo only, out of which 99,719,722,681 naira 71 kobo only is for personnel costs, while the sum of 19,530,769,000 only is for overhead costs, and the sum of 137,933,270,000 13 naira only is for capital costs of Nigeria Customs Service for the year ending 31st December 2021, and approve the recommendation therein.
Okay.
Approved by the National Assembly the projected revenue for the year 2021 of 1,678,715,061,014 naira only be approved for Nigeria Customs Service. The committee considered the initial target of 1.6.
No. You've moved your motion, right?
I'm just going to be done, sir. The committee considered the initial target of 1.6 trillion inadequate and as such increased it to 1.678 trillion based on the following factors. The target for 2021 fiscal year is less than 1.62 trillion collected by Nigeria Customs Service in 2020. The expanded accessible item to include carbonated drinks, reduction of levy on new vehicles, and the valuation of Naira that will increase volume of money collected in Naira time. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Dawaki, please second. Honorable Dawaki, please second.
Kudwara Federal Constituency,
Mr. Speaker, I'm from Kano State. I rise to second the motion as ably moved my honorable colleague. I so second. Thank you.
Which motion? Honorable Yusuf. Custom budget. Okay. How much was it? Those against it say the ayes have it. The 18th order of the day is consideration of report of the committee on. Is Chairman Finance here? Okay, you're taking it, Deputy. The 18th order of the day is consideration of report of the Committee on Finance on the issue from the Statutory Revenue Fund of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, the total sum of 216,646,579,231 naira only, out of which the sum of 107,521,496,984 naira only is for personnel costs, while the sum of 56,469,218,415 naira only is for overhead costs, and the sum of 52,655,863,832 naira only is for capital project of the Federal Inland Revenue Service for the year ending 31st December 2021. Honorable members will recall that the report was laid on Tuesday, 20th April 2021. Honorable James Abiodun Falike is now called to move for its consideration.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. My name is Honorable Said Musa Abdullahi. I represent the people of Bida Gwakokacha Federal Constituency. I am from Niger State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that the House do consider the report of the Committee on Finance on the issue from the Statutory Revenue Fund of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, the total sum of 216,646,579,231 naira, out of which the sum of 107,521,496,984 only is for personnel costs, while the sum of 56,469,218,415 is for overhead costs, and the sum of 52,655,863,832 naira only is for capital project of the Federal Inland Revenue Service for the year ending 31st December 2021. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Benila. Those in support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. The 19th order of the day is consideration of report of the Committee on AIDS, Loans and Debt Management on the request for the approval of external loan to finance the priority projects of the federal government. Honorable members will recall that the report was laid on Wednesday, 21st April 2021. Honorable Ahmed Safana Diabu to move for the consideration.
Honorable Speaker, my respected honorable colleagues, I am Ahmed Ebu Safana, representing Safana Bakaleta Musa Federal Constituency from Katsina State. I hereby move that the House do consider the report of the Committee on AIDS, Loan and Debt Management on the request for the approval of external loan
to finance the priority project of the federal government and approve the recommendation therein. 1. Approve the external borrowing plan of 1.5 million US dollars and 995 million euros. 2. That the terms and conditions of the loan from each lender as contained in a duly executed loan agreement be forwarded to the National Assembly for proper documentation. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Honorary.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Respected colleagues, I remain Honorable Mohamed Abdul member representing Nasarawa to Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise to second the motion. Heavily moved by a colleague, I so second.
Those in favor, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. The ayes have it. Leader of the House is not here. Chairman, Business and Rules, can you please move that we resolve to the Committee of Supply?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. I am Abubakar Hassan Fulata. I represent Berniwa, Krika Sama, Guri Federal Constituency, Mr. Speaker. I'm from Jigawa State. Mr. Speaker, I move that the House do resolve into Committee of Supply to report progress. I so move to consider reports. To consider reports, Mr. Speaker.
Whip.
Mr. Speaker, I remain Abubakar Yunus Ahmad, representing Yamal Chideba Federal Constituency of Gombe State, acting Chief Whip of the House, by the Chief Whip, acting. The Chief Whip.
Self-appointed.
Yes, thank you, sir. I'm protected, sir. I stand to second the motion, ably moved by our Chairman Rules of Business that the House do resolve to the Committee of Supply for the purpose of this consideration. I so move, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues.
Those in support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. The ayes have it. The House resolves to the Committee of Supply.
Dawaki, order, Dawaki. Dawaki, you are distracting the leader.
Okay, the first report to be considered is that of the Committee on Customs and Excise. So allow me to skip the narrative and just ask Honorable Abejide to give the synopsis, please. Honorable Abejide. Synopsis.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable colleagues, my name remains Honorable Leke Abejide, member representing the good people of the Agua-Fera constituency. The committee interacted with Controller General of Customs and his management team. We perused the budget proposed by him vis-a-vis the performance of 2020 budget. We discovered that there was no good performance in the last year budget. And we noted our reservation. We let him know that you cannot be keeping money. If you look at the retained earnings here, what they call retained earnings, they are the money appropriated in previous years, like 2018, 2019, and even 2020 that they didn't utilize. 91 billion, 101 million, 744,776 naira 51 kobo. This money is in Nigerian Customs Service account. And the excuse they gave is they are finding it difficult to pass through the BPP and then fake. But they gave us assurance that it's going to be different in this year, and that was why we consider it and then approve the budget for them. That is the only challenge we had with them.
Okay, thank you. So you have, I believe, how many recommendations here? 9? 9. So we'll just go to your recommendations. You may take a seat. We'll go straight to your recommendation. Take a seat. Yeah. So recommendation 1, carried. Recommendation 2, carried. Recommendation 3 on the 60% share of comprehensive import supervision scheme, carried. Recommendation 4, the retained earnings, carried. The personnel cost on recommendation 5. Recommendation 6, overhead costs, 19 billion, carried. Recommendation 7, capital costs, 137 billion, carried. Recommendation 8, total budget, 1 trillion, carried. Recommendation 9, carried. That's it. The second report to be considered is that of the Committee on Finance. Can we get Honorable SMA, Deputy Chair, please, synopsis.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We received a budget of 216,646,579,231 from FIRS, which were based on zero-based budgeting principle and 4% allocation of 4% collection of non-oil revenue. The budget was also based on marginal reduction in taxable income of taxpayers due to the effect of COVID-19. And it was also based on the adoption of the MTF framework and the increase in oil production in the 2021 budget. Of the 216,646,579,231, of the 216,646,579,231 budget projected by FIRS, personnel was estimated to be 107,521,496,984. Overhead 48,319,093,415, and capital of 60,805,088,832. We did a little adjustment. We returned the total budgeted figure, but we did a little adjustment between the overhead and capital. So the total estimated budget was retained, but there was a little adjustment between the overhead and capital. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Chairman. So we'll go straight to the recommendations. Recommendation 1 on personnel, carried. Recommendation 2 on overhead, carried. Capital, recommendation 3, carried. The total 216, 646, 579, 231, carried. Deputy Chairman, are you happy? Very good. The third report to be considered is that of the Committee on AIDS, Loans and Debt Management on the request for approval of external loans to finance the priority projects of the federal government. Honorable Safana, please give us a synopsis.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, my honorable colleagues. We may all recall that on the 28th May 2020, a communique was read here by the Right Honorable Speaker from the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Nigerian Armed Forces, dated 19th May 2020, requesting for approval of the House of Representatives for external borrowing for various purposes. The committee notes that the request of Mr. President included a request approval of House of Representatives on external borrowing of the sum of 5.5 billion to ensure urgent financing of revised 2020 budget deficit, which was approved by the House of the Representatives in June 2020. The committee recalls that in agreement with the attending MDS at the consideration of the above request in May 2020, it was decided that in the prevailing circumstances of absence of required details in respect of some of the programs, consideration will resume upon availability and submission of necessary document. The committee notes that further documents have now been available by the relevant ministries in respect of the following borrowings. 1, COVID-19 pandemic and improved Nigerian food security. Then green imperative, enhanced mechanization, agriculture and agro-processing in Nigeria. That is taking about 995 million euros. So the committee therefore resolves that the House do approve the extra borrowing of 1.5 All right, so, sorry, sir. I so submit.
Thank you, Honorable Safana. You have only 2 recommendations, which makes it easier for us. So recommendation 1, approved, carried. Safana? You ought to explain it. Okay. Leader, let's go back to plenary.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Honorable members, I rise to move that the House do revert to plenary to report progress. Mr. Chairman, honorable members, I so move.
Honorable Chairman, honorable members, I move that the House do revert to plenary to report progress of the Okay, I second that the House do revert to plenary to report progress.
House reverts to plenary. Honorable colleagues, the House and the Committee of Supply considered the report of the Committee on Customs and Excise on the issue from the Statutory Revenue Fund of the Nigeria Customs Service, the total sum of 1,678,715,061,014 naira only. The Nigeria Customs Service expected revenue from the 7% collection and 60% from the Comprehensive Import Suspension Scheme, the sum of 257,183,671,694 naira 71 kobo only, out of which 99,719,722,681 naira 71 kobo only is for personal cost, while 19,530,769,000 naira only is for overhead costs, and the sum of 137,933,270,013 naira only is for capital costs of the Nigerian Customs Service for the year ending 31 December 2021, and approved recommendations 1 to 9 of the report accordingly. The House also, in the Committee of Supply, considered the report of the Committee on Finance on the issue from the Statutory Revenue Fund of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, 646,579,231 naira only, out of which 107,521,496,984 only is for personnel costs, while the sum of 56,469,218,415 naira only is for overhead costs, and the sum of 52,655,863,832 naira only is for capital project of the Federal Inland Revenue Service for the year ending 31st December 2021. The House approved the total personnel costs, overhead costs, capital costs, and the total budget in the report accordingly. And finally, in the Committee of Supply, the House considered the report of the Committee on AIDS, Loans, and Debt Management on the request for the approval of external loans to finance the priority projects of the federal government, and approved recommendations 1 and 2 in the report accordingly. Leader, can you please move that the House adopt the report of the Committee of Supply?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members. Adodogwa is my name, Mr. Speaker. I represent the people of Tudunwada Dogwa Federal Constituency. Honorable members, I'm from Kano State. I rise to move as directed by the Speaker that the House do adopt the report of the Committee of Supply as reported. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I so move.
Comrade. So, you know yourself. Are you the only comrade we have in the House? Because all I said was comrade. Clearly, he's the only comrade, the real one, genuine comrade. Yes, second.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm Senior Comrade Peter Ohanzo Patterson, MNI. I represent the mineral-rich Akoko Edo Federal Constituency. I'm from Edo State. I support the motion as ably moved by my boss, the leader of the House. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Those in favor, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Chairman, rules. Please move that we suspend our rules so that we can adopt the votes and proceedings so that we can fast track these reports for transmission.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, I am Abubakar Safulata. I represent Berniwa Krika Samaguri Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Jigawa State. Mr. Speaker, I move that we do suspend the relevant sections of our rules to enable us to adopt the votes and proceedings of today. I so move.
Oh, okay, you're no longer the acting chairman. Okay, the owner of the city. This second. Okay.
That this money bill, because of their expediency and emergency, that we suspend all our rules and to give it an accelerated dealing for their purpose as it entails. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, those in support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. So, honorable members, I have examined and approved the votes and proceedings of today, Thursday, 29th April, 2021. Leader. It's time to go.
Yes, sir, okay. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, honorable members, my distinguished colleagues in the press. We thank you for the day. And I would like to move that this House do adjourn till Tuesday next week by 11 a.m., the 4th day of May 2021.
Okay, I believe you'll be in Saudi by then. You're traveling to Saudi tomorrow. Honorable Balarabe Shehu, please second.
till next week. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Shehu Balari is my name. Birnungwari Giwa is where I present. I rise to second
Please straighten your cap, please.
Heavily moved by the leader of the House.
Straighten your cap.
Okay, sir.
Go ahead.
I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Those in support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. For the last time, those in support that we adjourn till Tuesday, please say aye. The ayes have it.